Well, the magical start continues today as we return very quickly after our last episode to relive what became one of the most famous FA Cup games of the decade. We're playing it in the League Cup this time, and we've managed to draw the same opponents, so we are going off to Anfield to face Liverpool and Rafa Benitez. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 5 of this Let's Retro FM06 series from Luton Town. We're having a great time, we're having a wonderful season, and today we get to turn our attention away from the league for the first part of it to have a go at a wonderful cup tie. However, it's not all good news at the moment because unfortunately I've put a curse on my team. Do you remember that little moment in yesterday's video? We've got everyone fit. FM06 seems to be a little light on big injuries. You're only getting those that are sort of 3 or 4 weeks every now and then. I say that we'll probably get tons today now. Yes, unfortunately, the curse is real because since then, we've picked up injuries galore and we're without players for a significant period of time in the positions that are most important. We managed to scrape through a Southampton away game where we didn't have any right backs. We then got our right midfielder covering their sent off. And we're also managing to get a great result against Stoke, despite injury due to the perceived Stoke tactic of that time. So if you're looking forward to seeing how we get on today against Liverpool and Wolves on the road, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. But for now, we have got to talk about very quickly the 2 games that we played, because the Southampton one, we nicked a 1-1 draw thanks to Dean Morgan. We had Carlos Edwards covering at right back because both Foley and Keane were on international duty. He got sent off. We ended up with Heikkinen at right back and Russell Perrett at centre half at the end alongside Leon Barnett. And then Enoch Shawunmi covering on the left wing because of a long-term injury to Paul Underwood. We did though beat Stoke by 3-0. Dean Morgan got 1 and Steve Howard with 2. A really important victory for us, but let's be honest, it came about because of a red card at the end of the first half, which on his comeback then injured Warren Feeney again because he was wiped out 2-footed through on goal. And it was just a bit of classic Stoke there, unfortunately. So we got the win, but it came at a cost. And if we look at the players today, that little squad is getting smaller. We have, though, got Foley and Keane back from their international duty, but are without Feeney. We are without Underwood, who is still going to be out for a month. And we're now without Martin Craney, who is the other right back in the squad, who is injured for a month to 3 months with a slipped disc. And I'm half tempted, to be honest, to terminate the loan and try and get someone else in. We've got Carlos Edwards, who is ineligible for some reason. Not quite sure what that was. He was suspended. I'm not sure if that's just the code they're using. But yeah, we're a few players down. We're starting to struggle with the squad. And I think we're probably at the stage where 1 or 2 more and we could be in a bit of trouble or have to dip into the loan market. I've tried to look for a short-term replacement for Paul Underwood. I've not really found anyone that suits. So I'm just going to give Shawunmi the run. And then we'll bring in Chris Brunt in January anyway. So let's just see what happens on that front. Through we go to the first of today's 2 fixtures, though. We might have a potential transfer to talk about later, but it's not happening just yet. So we're going to focus on the League Cup, where we go to Liverpool with very little expectation. I would anticipate that given they're in the Champions League, they're fighting in the Premier League, etc., we might not see the strongest Liverpool side. But are we going to see the strongest Luton side? Well, let's have a look at how the fitness situation is. Of course, we're going to lose Warren Feeney again here, but it's going to be a question of which players are in good enough condition to play twice in the week. We've got a big league game in 3 days as well. And given the fact we picked up 4 more points, we are in a pretty handy position at the minute. And if we've got the chance to do the unthinkable, that's certainly what I want to prioritise. We are going to have to stick with Shawunmi on the left due to a lack of options. But I think we are going to go up front for Dean Morgan. We're going to chuck Russell Perrett on the bench because he's the only outfield fit player. And basically the only man who's not in the squad is Marlon Beresford. I'm going to bring Keith Keane back in alongside Kevin Nichols. We'll take the chance to rest Shawunmi later if we can, and probably Steve Howard. And we might even have to look at left back with Sol Davis. Maybe I could do that from the start. Maybe bring on Leon Barnett at left back. I think we're going to do that. So this is the team we're going for today. Barnett is in at left back to replace Sol Davis. Keith Keane is back in the middle. Shawunmi continues on the left in the absence of Paul Underwood. And Dean Morgan is through the middle up front. What a shame he's not a competent left winger as he is in FM07. But this is the 11 we're going with. Away to Anfield. And I'm just hoping we don't get embarrassed. We've managed to be tight in most games. But this is a very good Liverpool team. And while they have rested players in certain areas, you can see 3 of the back 4 are either young or reserves in Jimmy Traore, Godwin Antwi and Antonio Barragan, a very young version of him. But you've still got Gerrard and Didi Hamann with Luis Garcia in midfield, and Kjell Zenden and Morientes is not a bad front three. I appreciate some of the stars aren't in there, but they've got a few decent players on the bench. Young Peter Crouch, Stephen Warnock's there, Jerzy Dudek the number 1. Let's see how we get on, because we're very limited in terms of squad options. All those emergencies I was talking about, the Perrits and the Holmes, they're sat on the bench now, and they're forming key parts of our plans. This is where we get tested. How do we deal with it? As Barnett throws into Shawunmi, imagine we take the lead. Howard in, it's a foul by Antwi. And if there's one thing you don't want to do, it's rest everyone around Steve Howard, because he is causing chaos. Kevin Nichols will step up from the spot to give Luton Town the lead, and we're 1 up at Anfield. Oh my words. That's all I can say to that one. Godwin Antwi is the one real youth player they've put in that team. And he's let them down. He's given away the penalty. I mean, to be fair, bar the jumping reach, which is great for us with Steve Howard, he's probably as good at everything else as any of our players. With 10 minutes gone, he's let them down in the one important thing, and he's given us one hell of a chance. Though we're defending to John Arne Riese's throw in here. Heikkinen heads away as far as Berkovic, who commits the foul on Riese this time. Morientes will be a threat from this, no doubt. It looks like Bolo Zenden will take it in towards the back post, and Lee Grant is there. Beats Morientes to it. Superb goalkeeping. It's a throw-in for Luton Town now with Leon Barnett. And this is, well, this would be a turn-up for the books. I know we've been beyond our wildest dreams for most of this season, but this would be something special. As Enoch Shawunmi picks the ball up on the left. Am I getting greedy now? Europe first season from winning the League Cup. We'll take that. As Shawunmi wins the free kick, Barnett will take it. Really good play from Luton Town. A quarter of the game gone. We're 1 up. And Barnett chips it in. I think Howard's offside. He's flicked it on. And there the flag does go up. Unfortunately, not to be for Steve Howard this time. But a cracking 25 minutes. Though Zenden with the corner for Liverpool. Gerrard's up. Well won away. Barragan gets it wide again. Keith Keane intercepts. Goes long. Morgan will chase. They've got 2 back. They should be all right. And Pepe Reina comes to get it. Big ball downfield towards Morientes. There's no one there. I really hope the flag goes up this time. It doesn't. He gets it back to Gerrard. This will be 1-1 surely. And it is on the rebound. A great save from Lee Grant first. But Harry Gill taps in at the second attempt. It was fun while it lasted. That's all I'll say there. 1-1, Liverpool back on terms. As we've got a free kick just past the half an hour mark. Lee Grant plays it to Leon Barnett, who's done okay out at left back so far. Grant aims toward Howard again. And he brings it down with a great flick on. Shawunmi beats his fullback into D. Morgan. Oh, it's a great opportunity. I've elbowed the chair there by accident in frustration. I thought it was going in. But the celebration ends as quick as it starts. Another hand on head moment, but another great chance for Luton Town. It's a long ball forward towards Howard. Riese does well with it. And he brings it forward down the left. A very classy player. Finds Didi Hamann, who gives it to Zenden and Gerrard and Kjell. Good football, quick stuff. But over the bar from Harry Kjell. 5 to the break, we're holding our own. It's 1-1 still. And Godwin Antwi is having a bit of a shocker. I wonder if he'll get hooked at half-time. Jack Hobbs on the bench as centre-half. I'm pretty sure that Roque can play there as well. But it is still all square at half-time. I know Liverpool have had the better of the game, but on the break, we still look a threat. Let's say all you need is a goal, you can do it. I'm sure we'll probably need more than one the way we're playing, but we'll have a go. And Godwin Antwi is still on the pitch, which I'm sure Steve Howard will be relishing. 10 minutes gone in the second half. It is Antwi on the free kick. In his own half to Riese, and now Bolo Zenden. Breaks forward to Hamann, and now Kjell. Gets the ball wide. Foley does really well. Gerrard's able to win it to Nichols, but Shawunmi gets it back, and it's out to Berkovic on the right. Into Keith Keane, the youngster, and up to Dean Morgan. Howard's with him, but he goes all the way back to Leon Barnett. He's got Shawunmi down the line, and he can take on Barragan. Good ball in. Howard's beaten to it. And Pepe Reina almost caught out at his near post. Could have been one hell of an interesting goal, that. Enoch Shawunmi, he's doing a job for us out there. You've got to give him credit. And after the last episode, where he didn't cost us the game despite trying, his confidence has built a little and his performance is improving. As Morientes beaten in the air by Marcus Heikkinen. And you know what? I'm so proud of this display so far. An hour gone, we'll look at changes in a minute. Again, Shawunmi's the one they're suggesting to take off, but we've got nothing else to go out there. So here comes Peter Crouch, who's off the bench for Liverpool. And Kjell puts the shot wide. 65 gone. It's getting tense, isn't it? I'm starting to believe. Coin finds Keane, back to Heikkinen. Chips up towards Howard. Wins the flick down again for Keane. Oh, it's in, almost in the corner. I thought he was trying to pass it to Morgan at first. That's what threw me. It must have got Pepe Reina as well because he was very late down to it. In the end, just keeps it out. Let's have a look at a change because Shawunmi's now picked up a knock. And that is a bit of a problem because I don't know where to go. I think we're going to have to go Berkovic on the left of midfield, Foley on the right of midfield, Keane to right back. Although, to be fair, I could just put Keith Keane on the right of midfield. And then it'll have to be Steve Robinson or Peter Holmes in the middle. We'll go Steve Robinson. I would bring off Berkovic ideally, but, you know, I don't think I can on this situation. So I'm going to have to go for Dean Morgan off for Rowan Vine. He produced the magic in the derby. And I might do one of the centre-halves, but not just yet. We'll leave it at 2 subs for now. I've almost forgotten about trying to prepare for the weekend here because this is such an important moment now. We could win a monumental game. And I don't want to give up the opportunity, even though it might cost us at the weekend here. There's 15 to go. Leon Barnett's got the throw-in. And he's up towards Rowan Vine, who holds up well. Finds Berkovic. Back to Barnett. Getting plenty of players forward. Here is Berkovic again, cutting in off that left-hand side. Good ball to Vine. Jack Hobbs is on for Antweet and does well for Liverpool at the back. Coin goes long, though. Jimmy Traore wins the header and Peter Crouch will surge forward. Leon Barnett nicks it and Vine's got in behind. Defence left him. Keeper's come flying out. And he does really well in the end. Narrows the angle. Forces Vine. Probably into taking a shot a bit earlier than he'd like. And manages to make him miss the target as Heikkinen forward again. We're looking the aggressors at this point. Jimmy Traore wins the header, but Heikkinen gets it down again. And Keith Keane is waiting for the Foley overlap. Goes back to the keeper instead. Grant switches it to Barnett on the left. And Luton give it away. Hamann can find Garcia, and this is the chance. It's a 2-on-1. He didn't know which way to go, Heikkinen. But Kuehl straight at the goalkeeper, who makes a very good save. I thought he would have taken that in on goal. There was no pressure on him whatsoever. But Liverpool are starting to get aggressive here. Into the front post to another sub. Stephen Warnock, who's beaten to it. Chipped over the top by John Arnorisa. I'm not sure what Lee Grant was doing. He's not done much wrong this year, in fairness to him. But that looked a bit of a mistake on paper. Magic from Risa, his first of the season. And as the commentary says, probably the winning goal. Let's make the final sub now we've got the opportunity. I'll leave Sol Davis on the bench for the weekend. I'll go maybe Peter Holmes if Robinson can play off the left. I'm not sure if he can. Steve Robinson, where are you? He can play off the left a bit. So we'll go Steve Robinson out on the left-hand side. Peter Holmes is on. And that'll be it for the final 5 minutes. Can we find an equaliser in what has been a monumental effort in the Cup? I think it might have just gone past us now. 5 minutes to go. No chances as of yet. And there's only 4 added minutes. Not much time for us to get back into it. Says a comfortable win to Liverpool. It was far from that. It's a great effort. And I'm going to tell the boys as much. Let's see if at the weekend we can perform like that in the league. Because if we do, Wolves are going to have a tough weekend against us. Off to Molineux next. We'll be back in a minute for kickoff. Well, we return for Saturday's game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're down in 19th, having had a really poor start to the season. We've got some pretty big names in this team. We've seen them before, the likes of Kenny Miller, the likes of Rowan Ricketts, who was a bit of a wonder kid back here. And then defensively, you've got your Paul Ince out injured, Darren Anderton, of course, injured on the right of midfield. But Lee Naylor, Jolyon Lescott, Jody Craddock, all part of that defence. There's some big names in that Wolves team. Let's see how they get on today as we go into it with, I'd imagine, a pretty similar 11. Shawunmi has made it after his little injury scare midweek. I have got the option to bring Carlos Edwards back in and think I will do in place of Ahmet Berkovic, who will replace Perrett on the bench. We're still going to go with Howard and Morgan up front. I think the rest of it is pretty similar. Just Sol Davis coming back in at left back. So from midweek, how many changes is that? Just 2? I think it's just Davis in and Edwards in, isn't it? Keane started the game, so same as that. We're going to go into it and hopefully get a good result away at Wolves. You can see the team they've put out today. They've been forced to change their keeper due to injury. Jolyon Lescott, obviously here, a very good young player. Probably moving on before too long. But the rest of the team's experienced. It's got quality. And I'd expect them, once they get a few injuries back, to go flying up the league table. They've also got players on the bench that would get in our team, like, say, Olif Injana. They'd probably walk into our midfield. As Colin Cameron's got the early throw, which Kevin Foley deals with, and Shawumi just clears downfield. Howard and Craddock, battle of the older boys there chasing it, as Davis gets it away again, and Howard, this time faced with Lee Naylor and loses out. Always struggle with that name for some reason. He's in towards Sol Davis at the back post. Nichols can get it away. Morgan up there. We probably wanted him running in behind rather than doing that. And he's giving it away to Naylor. Here is Cameron down the right-hand side into Kenny Miller. Not a good start for Luton. And not good goalkeeping at his near post from Lee Grant. It is starting to get a little bit more tense now, because we're struggling with a couple of players' fitness. We're struggling with a couple of injuries in key areas. And you can see that left-hand side. It's just not as robust with a centre-forward covering out there. 10 minutes gone. We're not out of the game by any means, but there are some alarming signs, particularly given the players that we've got out. The other thing we've got to bear in mind today, of course, is no Warren Feeney, so a lot of our goal threat is gone. Dean Morgan's trying to replicate it. I take it all back. What a finish that is from 25 yards. You could see the curl on it. Oh, what a time to pop up with that. Missing the goal threat from Feeney. Dean Morgan says, you step aside and stop talking about that. I'll show you what a goal threat is. What a goal, Dean Morgan. And we're back on terms, but then another injury on the left-hand side. We can't really say it's a fatigue one because Davis is the player we rested in midweek for this. Leon Barnett will come on and play, again, a bit more football than he thought he would at this young age. But we are at the point now where Perrott is our only sub-defender, so we might have to dip into the transfer market. Just get a 1-month loan or something in, as Carl Courthead's just over the bar. We can't really afford to have a game where we just end up with 3 defenders or, again, Edwards at right back or something. As Heikkinen wins a header, Keith Keane will go up for it. Lee Naylor beats him there, though. As Sol breaks forward, cutting in from the left-hand side. Kevin Nichols tries to win it, but misses his challenge, and it falls for Colin Cameron. Good block on a shot, and Dean Morgan is able to switch it away, but not very well. Giving it away a few times here. Scored an absolute screamer, but otherwise, has been pretty poor. I'm sure he'll take that trade-off. With 5 to the break, crucially though, we're avoiding defeat again as Lee Grant aims the big kick towards Steve Howard, who's in no man's land there. Davis gets it to Ricketts, the 2 young midfielders, adding a little bit of aggression through the middle of the park for them. Yepes on the right-hand side with the cross. Davis in, it's poor defending again. Kenny Miller turns his man, and Lee Grant makes a super save. Brilliant goalkeeping this time. Leon Barnett deals with a second ball. We break away. Probably not quick enough, but Nichols looks over the top. Yepes has missed it, and now Morgan can get there. Howard's arriving in the box, as are a couple of others, but Dean Morgan goes alone again. Saw his name in lights after the first one. Maybe got a little bit carried away there. We have got a free kick in a dangerous position, though, which Morgan will take, and Heikkinen flicks it over the bar. Starting to become a bit of a standout in this team now, where we've not got Underwood or Robinson for the set pieces. He seems to be on pretty much everything. At half-time, we're doing okay. We'll say we can win this. We're playing well. We've probably had the better chances overall. We've just got to try and make it count second half. Foley was the only one struggling, so it might be again Keane going to right back, Robinson coming on. But let's see how we get on the next 15 minutes or so first. There's no need to panic and make quick changes. It's out to the left towards Sol. Foley does well that time, but Lee Naylor is able to get there first. Finds Sol again. Early cross towards Kenny Miller. Heikkinen goes out with him. Good challenge towards Edwards. Falls for Ricketts though. 20 yards out. Shots in. Well saved. Chris Coyne away. Barnett clears downfield. And Yepes unfortunately gets it back in. It's a little bit of pinball at the moment as Keane eventually clears. And Morgan is not going to get there before Lescott. But we've got a free kick on the right with Nichols. Back in again. And Heikkinen with a flick on in. He's threatened that a few times in recent weeks as Marcus Heikkinen. And this time he's delivered the goods. It's 2-1 in just the second minute of the second half. We've managed to get ourselves back in front. Carlos Edwards then flies into a challenge. He wants to be careful. He got sent off in his last league appearance. There's Lee Naylor on the left-hand side. Down the line to Sol. It's a good old game this, isn't it? We're seeing an awful lot of action the last few episodes. As Nichols loses out to Naylor. Cameron will shoot from distance. Wide of the post. Can we please just settle down? Let's have a little bit of keep ball for now. Well, it seems for once I might have got my way because we're back beyond the hour mark as Foley finds Edwards into Steve Howard. That's a great save from Michael Oakes. You've got to give him credit because that looked like it was flying in. We'll see out the corner and then maybe look at a change. Dean Morgan delivers it. Heikkinen's there again, loses out. Morgan gets it again, but he just waits for it to go out for a throw-in. Didn't want to take the chance there for some reason. Let's go and make a couple of changes after this attack as Nichols goes back to Heikkinen and it's up towards Steve Howard. You know he's the target. Falls for Nichols this time and it's wide to Barnett, who again has done well coming on at left back. Shawumi beats his man. Good play from him. Steve Howard's in and puts it over. He's starting to look a bit comfortable out there on that left wing, is Shawumi. Playing well again this time. We're going to take Foley off, put Keane to right back. Something we'd threatened to do already. We're going to put Robinson on there. And I'll probably save the last one 5 more. But it's likely to be Berkovic for Edwards, who hasn't stood out, but he's not done anything wrong. Just to go experience at the end. Well, there's 15 minutes remaining and my decision's been made for me as we get to the final 10. Carlos Edwards has picked up a little knock. His conditions just dropped. So he will come off now for sure. Say Olifinjana's on. He's put a good ball forward. Heikkinen does really well with that back tracking. And Naylor goes back to his keeper. Long ball downfield. Can we win the first one? Leon Barnett, brilliant stuff. Howard up against Craddock, loses out. And now Barnett's out of position for Olifinjana. Into Carl Court. Chance to shoot. It's a great save again. What a signing Lee Grant is proving to be. As Robinson breaks forward to Howard, we almost break away again. Shawumi gets up though. Does really well. And Luton are forcing it away. Not letting them into the penalty area. And on the odd occasion they do, Lee Grant is the hero. Ball forward towards Carl Court. Well dealt with by Coyne. Now Shawumi can break. He's got one either side of him. Beats Craddock. Great switch of play to Edwards. That's classy. There's 5 in the middle here. We've got a chance. Edwards to cross. Oh, he just takes too long. Wish we'd made the sub a few minutes earlier. Wolves will go attacking here. So we've got a real chance. Edwards off for Berkovic. And now can we nick one on the counter? Make it 3-1 and make it game over. 8 minutes remaining. We're in a great position. This season has defied all expectations so far. Well, 5 minutes remaining. The sub's been made. And Dean Morgan gets it from the Keith Keane throw-in. Loses it to Lescott. Now we're in trouble. Keane had overlapped. And now it's a 4-on-3. How long can Heikkinen hold him up? He gets a touch on it. And Barnett clears. Between the two of you, that's sublime. They're still coming forward though, Wolves. Lee Naylor in towards the box. Heikkinen again is there. Away as far as Naylor. Who cares Curtis Davis was sold? Heikkinen's been a superstar. It's out to Ndada sub on the left-hand side. Beats his man. Crosses early. Chris Coyne up with Court. Court wins it, but it's straight at Lee Grant. And he'll clutch that gratefully, won't he? He'll take his time with this kick. And eventually look towards Steve Howard, who this time does bring it down. Wide to Shawumi. Takes it off his man. Thought he was going to let it go for a throw, but he's had a really good game. Hopefully he doesn't ruin it. Oakes with a big ball forward. Keith Keane superb in there. And again, the second time to win it. Naylor will get there first, though, and work down the left-hand side. Kenny Miller's got him behind, but Heikkinen. Oh, how many times? Marcus Heikkinen, you legend. Keith Keane wins it back down the line to Berkovic. He's got acres of space. He's just got to pick the right ball up here. He's into the box. He's brought down. It's got to be a pen. Nothing given. Lescott on a yellow had to get that right, and the referee thinks he did, which is all that matters. 1 minute to go. Is another crazy game as Morgan finds Nichols and Robinson wide to Berkovic. Naylor will clear it downfield, and unfortunately Miller has got space to run into. Heikkinen with him. Oh, what a tackle, but it's still danger. Chris Coyne with the tackle. Oh, superb. Brilliant defending from both of them. This is proper bodies on the line stuff at the back. Wolves are throwing everything at us, but if we can get away on the counter, we could score a third here. Morgan does get there first this time. Can we finally make it count? Dean Morgan down the right. Berkovic is with him. Plays it short to him. Berkovic in the box. Lescott's with him. Wins it again. Ricketts gets it away to Ndar. Long ball forwards towards Miller. Marcus Heikkinen's with him. And look at him go. Super Marcus Heikkinen. The thing gets it away. Berkovic wins the flick on. Great challenge that. Morgan's up with it. Howard's in the middle. Find him. Find him. Lescott gets there again. Keith Keane gets it on the right. He gets it inside and it's back to the keeper. It's another missed opportunity. And Ndar's away because Keane had gambled. The exuberance of youth might cost us. Ndar to the byline. Heikkinen's with him. He's beaten. It's into Lee Grant. If all else is beaten, the last line of defence is there. And Lee Grant, what a signing. What an addition to the team. The final whistle goes. Luton win 2-1. And that is yet another gutsy performance. Man of the match, Marcus Heikkinen. You deserve that 9 out of 10. That was absolutely brilliant. What a result. And again, we keep on the tails at the top. Where does that put us in the league now? Sol Davis out for 2 months. I'm going to have to go into the loan window. I'm going to have to find someone. But more importantly, let's look at this. We're third in the championship with 21 games played. Yes, Hull can go above us, but we're 2 points off the top and 19 clear of the relegation zone. I would never in a million years thought we'd have replicated real life and kept the run going a little bit longer. So we'll probably dip into the loan window before you're back with us next. We'll also leave it a little while because the January window opens soon. Chris Brunt will be back in for that one. Then we'll maybe come back for a couple of games during that month, or one at the end of the month and deadline day. Want to make sure I show you the second derby and what might be a big finish to the season. So we'll return at some point in January. I won't promise exactly where yet. If you enjoyed this one, a good effort against Liverpool and a thunderous defensive effort against Wolves, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know again who your stars of the show are. I'm absolutely loving going back to this game. If you haven't got them dusted off yet, just get an old FM loaded up. They're brilliant fun. If you want to stay up to date with this series, it continues every single weekday. Then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Loads of live streams over on Twitch if you want the more modern stuff from FM24. But for now, thank you so much for watching. What a performance that was. And we will be back when the January window opens, hopefully with just a couple of reinforcements.